Well, I did take a bit of a gamble this morning, but I'm glad I did. Beautiful scenery this morning with this mist in the valley below me. Beautiful view out over the Trossachs. Bank of cloud, lovely sky. All in all, just beautiful scenery. Beautiful scenery. Well, good morning. A bit of a change this week. I've decided to take a break from the Lake District guides and I'm off to Scotland for a short break. Literally a blast up today, an overnighter and then coming back tomorrow. But I've been tracking some good weather, potential snow coming in. So I'm hoping to get myself in the middle of some snow flurries. So that's the plan. I'm going to head off shortly and get some footage on the way, show you where we're at, and then the next time you see me, we'll be on location. I'll tell you where we're at. See you in a bit. Well, hi there guys. I'm at Aberfoyle in the Scottish Trossachs, and it's typically Scottish weather in autumn. It's cold, it's cloudy, potential for rain and snow, which is why I'm here. In the distance you've got Ben Lomond, which is where I was originally planning on going, but the weather forecast tonight is looking particularly horrendous up the top of Ben Lomond, so I decided to come down into the valley. I was at this exact place about 12 months ago with a good friend of mine, Ed, on an almost perfect morning for photography. It was gorgeous, gorgeous morning, lovely misty, there was swans and the mountains in the distance. It was absolutely awesome. Nothing like that today, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an explore around quite a lot of the lochs that I didn't get a chance to do last time. So it's sort of more of a recce come, let's see what we can find. Maybe chase a bit of light, see how we get on. A bit of a camp overnight. It is forecast clear skies tonight, so hopefully, you know, some nice conditions in the morning and maybe some potential for astro once the moon's gone down tonight. So quite a bit to get on with really. So we'll get along the lochs, see what we can find, see if we can find some new places, see if we can find some exciting setups maybe for sunset, overnight stuff, and maybe something for the morning. And then I've got to find somewhere to camp, put the tent up. Be a chilly one, but looking forward to it. Right, let's crack on. Well, I've eventually arrived at the Inversnaid Hotel, which is there. And it's closed for the season. I didn't come here to see the hotel. I came here to see what was down on the shores of Loch Lomond, which is behind me. And in truth, when I got here I was a bit disappointed. I thought, that's a bit boring. But then I heard something. I don't know if you can pick it up on the video, but there was a bit of a clue about what was round the corner. Let's go and have a look. Well, it's almost dark now. I just came down to have a quick look at that like structure that was in between the trees. Looked like some sort of water feature of some description. It's quite interesting. Have a look down here. Well, I probably don't look too good because I am tired and sleep particularly well. Like I said, it's just after 4 o'clock, it's -2, so I'll head off to see if I can get anything with the moon setting. It's quite low in the sky at the minute, so see if it's lighting up the lochs, see how still it is. It does feel like there's a bit of mist about, so we'll go and see. Right, let's head along the road, see if we can avoid any deer. So I decided to pull up by the roadside and take a couple of shots with the full moon out, and here's what I got. Whoa, hang on, just let's stop and have a look at that again. Technically this is not a good shot. The moon is overexposed, and that's a disappointment because when I took this shot of the moon earlier, you can see I did manage to correctly expose the moon. For some reason I've not taken the care and attention to get it right on this shot, which is quite disappointing because it's quite a nice shot. I quite like the milky effect and I like the reflection of the house in the water. So a bit of a learning point. The only option for me now with this picture really, if I'm going to use it anywhere, is to crop the moon out, and I don't think it works quite as well as if it had been in. But hey ho, you learn from your mistakes, and you know, we do make mistakes, and this is what I made. So anyway, on with the action. Well, apologies for the lighting. I've just rigged the head torch to the tripod just to see if I can get a bit of light to do a bit of filming. I'm sure it won't be great quality, but I've been to shoot the water feature that I shot before sunset with the dam, and there's a copse of trees with a bit of astro behind it. I was trying to get the constellation Orion sat behind it. Two challenges really. One was a bit of cloud that kept coming in and going, which was awkward, kept covering it. But secondly, more challengingly, was the moon setting. The moon was still up and very, very bright and causing quite a few issues. So I was trying to work with that, using the lighting from the moon when it was behind the clouds. So a bit tricky really balancing all that up. Whether I've succeeded or not, well, you'll see the shot shortly. So got to start gearing up for sunrise now, about 2 hours out. So high cloud, looks sort of partially clear, and I've seen quite a bit of mist on the way up. So I'm optimistic of a good sunrise, fingers crossed. Well, I did take a bit of a gamble this morning, but I'm glad I did. You know, beautiful scenery this morning with this mist in the valley below me. Beautiful view out over the Trossachs. Bank of cloud, lovely sky, all in all, just beautiful scenery, beautiful scenery. There you go. I've got to get down into the mist now, but before, in case I forget, Loch Ard and the Trossachs, get it on the list. Got to be worth a visit. Got to be worth a visit. As I walked back to the car, I cracked the long lens out and started to pick out some detail in the mist from the valley below. Right, okay, I'm going to try and do the map a little bit differently on this video. I don't like the way I've been doing it up to now. It's doesn't look very slick. This is Aberfoyle, which is where the video initially started, and then you can see there's a road that travels down alongside Loch Ard here. That was the main road that features on most of the video. From Milton here, which I'm circling now, there is a little track that comes down to a parking area. That's where I ended up parking and sleeping overnight. And just past Milton on the main road there is the shot where the boat is in the foreground, and the moonset shot that I messed up was taken. And then basically as you travel down the main road past Loch Ard, it continues on along past another loch called Loch Chon, and then on to Loch Arklet, which does feature in the video. And at the eastern end of Loch Arklet there is a little, if I just zoom in a touch, you can see there's a little feature there which says the aqueduct intake, which is where the astral shot was shot with the water feature at the end of Loch Arklet. I basically came to the T-junction at the end, turned left, followed it down past Loch Arklet, and then you see it drops down a hill to a parking area, the Inversnaid Hotel, which is featured with the waterfalls, to show the waterfalls actually on the map. So that was the dead end I drove to, and then I basically went on a return route. I did have a little look down here at the ferry jetty, not port, which is on the side of Loch Katrine. Again, quite a couple of nice options there, slipway and a little island, which should be quite useful in some conditions, but unfortunately when I was there it wasn't very nice. I then travelled back basically on the return route, travelling along past the lochs again, past Loch Ard, and then I'll show you where I climbed up to in the morning. So when you come back into the main Aberfoyle village, there's this road here, the A821, which travels north, and it goes over something called Duke's Pass, which is highlighted here. And basically at the top of the hill there is a footpath which affords a nice walk up onto the tops, and you can walk up onto the fell tops here, and this is where I actually Craig Inish, which is where I actually climbed to, and where the cloud could be seen down below, and where some of the shots into the mist were taken. I'll just zoom that out a bit if I can. So that was just parking at the top of Duke's Pass and walking up a path basically to the west side of the road to Craig Inish, which is here, which overlooks Loch Ard and the centre of the Trossachs. You'll see as well, when I zoomed out a bit here, all the other lochs that I haven't had a chance to explore yet, so that'll be the next video probably that I do in this location. We'll be exploring up to Loch Vanacker and Glen Finglas Reservoir up round this way, and the bottom end of Loch Katrine, which will be the next video. So hopefully we'll see that next time you're with me. But until then, bye for now.